Hello, we're in the kitchen of Margaret Cressley of Olney, Maryland. Margaret has lived in Germany and traveled throughout Europe at that time. Also, she has made trips to Northern Africa and Northeast Africa down to the Sudan. I'd like to introduce Margaret and have her show some of the fascinating objects that she brought back, and also other parts of her kitchen that are of particular interest. Margaret, first, would you show us your standing table?
This is a nice utility table. It came from Sweden. It holds paraphernalia for use every day. It has my rolling pins, my knives, my pepper mill, my sushi knife, my measuring cups, my pastry cleaner, and down here it has a basket full of very, very interesting wooden utensils that I use constantly, including my African soup spoons. And I have quite a few of them. Many of them I have given away. These are primarily used for eating soup, and it is a special occasion to use them after Ramadan. This is my knife drawer for other utility knives. There are all kinds of knives: big bread knives, fillet knives, small steak knives, melon scoopers, carrot cleaners, scissors for cutting onions, other things, my tenderizer for my chicken and for veal, can openers, tiny little spatulas for getting into jars, things like this, and everyday silver.
Go.
I have a lot of very useful containers for cooking that I picked up when I was traveling in Europe. These are casseroles, and they come in very different sizes, from tiny little half-pint ones up to a 6-quart one. They have also, their brothers and sisters are saute pans, boiling pans, fry pans, and they have a wooden handle on them, which can be removed when you put them in the oven. So they are very, very versatile. Everything that you possibly could think of can be cooked in these. They're very versatile and fun to use. This is a cabbage shredder that has been made by a member of George's family. It slices cabbage for use for coleslaw and for sauerkraut. They would start making their sauerkraut in the fall and press it down into a crock so that they would have something to eat during the winter when vegetables were hard to find or too expensive. This little box holds the half head of cabbage, and it is pushed up here to the slicers. The slicers are regulated. They cannot be adjusted because this is just one width, because it's an old piece, and it does not have any form of adjustment. So the cabbage is put in here and goes up here, and the cabbage is sliced. After you finish, then it goes into the crock. This is the most treasured item in my kitchen. It is, as you see, an old wooden bowl, handmade from one piece of wood. This bowl is known to have entered the family around 1802. It has been used continuously by all the women in the family. It is in use today, and I probably will hand it on to the next generation. The thing about this is so wonderful is the underside of the bowl has been worn smooth by all the hands of all the women in the family that have used this bowl for beating up things, for salads, for showing vegetables, for fruit, for gathering, and for any number of other things. When I'm finished, I wash it out with water, and if I have a moment, I will take a cloth and rub it down with very good olive oil. These are molds. You can make some custard molds, bread molds, or anything that will hold its shape. They're used for pâté. I use them for aspect. There are the two fishes, and here is the chicken. So you can make a chicken aspect, you can make a shrimp aspect, or you can make a tomato aspect. I've been using these now for over 50 years, and they have been in use by the family much longer than that. This was brought back from southern China for me, and I keep all the things that I use primarily for my Chinese cooking, and a few other very long spoons for stirring in the big pots that we're going to be talking about. This is a classic cast iron pot. It's been in use for hundreds and hundreds of years. This one particularly belongs to my family. I've cooked all kinds of wonderful meals in it. I've used it on outdoor fires and in fireplaces indoors and in my oven and on my stove. Anything that you could possibly imagine, you can cook in here. You can make cornbread, you can make stews, you can make coq au vin, you can cook bear. It makes a delicious meal, it keeps well, and it's the basic tool of the kitchen. And in Africa, this is the same thing, only this is made by hand from clay, and you use it the same way. You put your food inside, and you cover it just as you would do this. You put it on the fire, and when you're finished, you take the top off, and you have your bowl to serve.
Thank you, Margaret, for your tour of the kitchen.